Okay, so I'll get started in a couple seconds. Just waiting for anyone wants to get on here, and I'll get started very quickly. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started with the daily trading outlook and our market update for August 25th. Okay, made a weekly outlook yesterday. So those of you who didn't see that, make sure you tune into that one because this one, the weekly outlook will explain most of my daily outlook that I'm about to show you in the upcoming half an hour or so. So let's get started. I'm going to go through them relatively quickly because in my weekly outlook, I mentioned most of these setups already. They so in the weekly, you'll hear a little bit more about my insights. For the daily one, I'm going to breeze through the market relatively quickly, and some of these are the ones I've already mentioned in the weekly. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started with the dollar index. Okay, so dollar index. As you guys know, I've been looking for the buy opportunities. Yesterday, we had this kind of deeper correctional structure. Nevertheless, we still popped to the upside, which is good. Can we get this bullish continuation upwards? Still waiting for that to happen. Still eager to see, do we have enough momentum to be able to push the price out of this overall structure for the continuation dollar strength. So you hear me kind of go over this dollar index every time when I have the outlook because this is going to this is going to allow me to indicate the other dollars, are they going to get strength or not. So that's dollar index. Let's move on to a couple other dollar pairs I'm looking at. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar yesterday I mentioned, is it going to remain a correction here or is it going to form a deeper correction? So we do get the deeper correction. I like that. I like this drop down as well. So can we get some sort of lower time frame continuation here on the Asian session to bring the price lower? We should keep an eye on that. And looking forward to all the dollar pairs. Really go to the Kiwi dollar. We had this bearish impulse to the downside. We're forming this continuation correction, looking like we're breaking out now. So are we going to get more continuation out of the previous low here? I do think there's a high probability of that. So let's go to a couple other ones. Euro dollar is the one I'm still in. Was shorting over here. Almost got tagged out for break even, but managed to hold the trade still. And really, price just repeat itself. It's forming another similar kind of a ascending channel structure. We still see the price broke down. So, like I said, I'm not really interested in the sell when we're still in this region. I really want to see a complete breakout, and any type of lower time frame continuation would be the ideal sell. Go to pound dollar, same idea. I mentioned this. I'm not interested in the sell here, but a breakout of this larger structure would be very ideal, very probable if I got that breakout, and then again correction to go. So expect this could happen in the next 24, 48 hours. Same thing with all the dollar pairs that I just mentioned. Let's go to dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, you see similar structure like dollar index, right? We're looking for this kind of a deeper correction here on the dollar index. We're seeing the same thing here on dollar Swiss. Again, not looking for the buy until I want to see the breakout. So breakout of this overall structure here. Most of these dollar pairs, again, repeating, they all have similar kind of price action and structure. So looking for the breakout is going to be the more valid setup. Someone asked me about US dollar and Singapore dollar, so I'll quickly go over that. Again, you see this overall structure is just very similar, like the couple of dollar pairs I just went over. Still looking for upside, still looking for a complete breakout, and looking for the next correction because we've been dropping since this impulse here, this correction. We've been dropping here already. Instead of forming some sort of a more continuation structure, something like this to drop, we instead is forming this kind of a descending channel, a larger kind of a reversal structure, looking like to break to the upside. So this is looking pretty good just like the other dollar pairs as well. Let's move on to a couple yen pairs. Yen pairs looking at Aussie yen. So Aussie yen still looking for some sort of a correction to develop here. We did break out of that correction, this kind of a rising channel. And going down to the 1 hour, a little bit consolidating in the last day or so. Nevertheless, this could be a correction structure like this if we get the top to drop like this. Overall, still seeing this as more potential downside. Still thinking this move is very likely to happen. Let's go to CAD yen. So CAD yen update from that, forming a larger structure. And that's what last day or so we had this kind of again ascending kind of channel formation within this larger structure, and we're seeing price breakdown. Not really interested until I see a breakout from the structure and a lower time frame correction. That is how I would approach this one. Just because I see this impulse down already, and this is a larger structure. I was expecting more a short-term kind of structure before it drops. So price is consolidating a little bit longer. It might consolidate here a little bit longer as well. So like I said, not interesting until I see a full breakout and a lower time frame correction. Going to Euro Yen. So Euro Yen looking very good. Made a post somewhere here. We had this drop, and I mentioned looking for a continuation correction. This is the kind of a ascending channel continuation in this sense. Now we broke out of this larger structure, and price is just correcting itself. So are we going to see a breakout in the upcoming 24 to 48 hours? Do you think it's very likable? Small chance it may pop right back up again, just completing the structure a little bit longer and deeper before the drop. That's Euro Yen. Kiwi Yen, let's take a look. So Kiwi Yen, again, we had the same kind of bearish drop, and then we're in this kind of a bearish continuation structure that's forming. Looking pretty good for the downside still. I still see this move is likely to happen. If we zoom out a little bit, my kind of original kind of target would still be the lows here. Okay, and now we're completing overall this kind of a structure here on a higher time frame, and then we're looking for the next up move. That's Kiwi Yen. Let's go to EURCAD. EURCAD looking good. I've been mentioning this since yesterday. We do had a push up since yesterday, so there was a kind of a retracement or pullback kind of thing. But nevertheless, we do see these pullbacks, right? We see this is a pullback, this is a pullback, so this is likely to be forming a pullback and maybe forming something a deeper correction before the next impulse. So something like this could develop into that. Just something like this, you can see price repeats over and over again in the market. Same kind of idea, same kind of setup, and same kind of correctional structures. So don't be too afraid right now. We'll see what the price will do. Is it going to drop down once more before it pumps up and then forming something like this? And this can happen in the next 24 or 48 hours. Okay, so let's go to Kiwi CAD. Kiwi CAD is looking to be pretty favorable, pretty structurally. I do like the setup. So let's go to looking at this 1 hour chart here. I mentioned last time that this was a corrective sell. We had this drop down, bearish drop, and then we're just forming a larger kind of continuation structure. So in my opinion, I really like how the price action is on Kiwi CAD. We had a correction within this larger correction. We really have a correction here as well. And then last bit of price action, we had this ascending channel formation channel structure within the larger continuation structure, just adding confluence on top. And we had that bearish drop. Now it's seeing is this a continuation correction on the 15-minute for more down move. And I do see if price breaks out of this structure here, very likely that it will continue the overall trend. We're still seeing the lows as a potential target here. So if that structure in the lower time frame 15-minute develop, we could see the breakout and we can see the price continue push downwards. That's what I see on Kiwi CAD. Kiwi CAD, moving on to Pound CAD. I think Pound CAD, I explained this yesterday as well. Breakout, just looking for a larger correction here. It may form something like this already, and this could be valid for the sell already. So that's Pound CAD, everyone. Moving on to look at a few commodities, because commodities still few people ask me about update. Natural gas, again, I was looking for a larger continuation correction to develop. Actually, price didn't do that. We just have straight up impulse, which is good. So whoever is in that trade, good for you. And I mean, I will be still looking to hold the trade. I'm still looking at from the higher time frame here on the daily. This could be the next daily top now. So if you're in the trade, I would expect price to continue push itself up to this daily top and reevaluate as how the price would do upcoming days or weeks. Let's go to silver. Silver is one I did update yesterday as well. Still a little bit slower, but structurally nothing changes. Still looking this as an impulse correction. We're looking at the next impulse. We did break out of the correction here. And then instead of dropping right away, we're just forming another correction, but nothing changes. This just shows that it's just going to have all these mini corrections, drop down, correction, drop down, correction, but naturally pushing the price down to the lows. And that is my initial target anyways on silver and gold, which I'll jump into gold now. Same idea, this is a little bit slower, but nevertheless, still looking for this down move, still looking at this low as the first potential target. We're moving a little bit slower than I thought. We're just creating a larger kind of a continuation structure here. So be pretty patient to see what the price will do at this point forward. And if it's going to form, then we have this bearish kind of a lower time frame impulse. Are we going to form a correction here? And this will be the entry, I would say, to bring it down if you're looking for the short trade here. So that's gold. One thing someone asked to go through copper. I'll go over copper really quick. I personally don't have anything copper, but let's look at it from a higher time frame. Higher time frame, this could be the only thing really I am stopping me from having a full-on kind of a bullish bias is that I'm still looking at this as a potential daily double top. Okay, we do have a rejection, kind of a slowing down, but obviously structurally is what I focus on. It's not just some line or level it breaks. We are kind of in this double top area now, but what I like about it is that we impulsively shoot to the upside, and we really form a textbook kind of flag kind of structure. Okay, if you zoom out, this is the pole, this is really just the flag, right? And we break out that flag impulsively. Okay, this is a pretty bullish impulsive move. And then we hit that double top, and now it's just forming potentially a descending channel structure before the next buy move. I'm personally just looking at this double top potentially. I'd rather see a little bit more concrete structure like this for the buy instead of just a descending kind of channel for the buy. Just because this can really reverse up here for the double top or a triple top now, and then just still drop downside. Okay, I've seen market move in that many times as well. So I don't want to be too rushed to jump in this trade here, but rather wait for a bigger continuation correction. And that would be kind of more ideal for me to look for the buy here. Okay, so that is copper. So let's go on to, so I went over currency and commodity now. Let's go over a few indices. Indices, well, someone asked me about Nifty, so I'll go over Nifty really quick. I personally don't trade that, but Nifty, in my opinion, still in the middle of nothing in terms of price action. We are in this overall channel, yes, and we are looking to push the trade to the top here, to the double top here. That will be more interesting for me to look for a trade here. So double top here, unless I see the price getting pushed up to the double top, not too interesting. Just rather to be a little bit on the sideline for now until I see a little bit more development. Just because you've seen this overall structure on the daily here, we had this really nice kind of a structure formation, and then we do have this bearish drop, and we've been recovering ever since. And really, I really want to see what happens here on the double top. Are we going to get reversal kind of price action and structure for the next down move? Very likely, but for now, not interesting in the buy or sell. Okay, let's go S&P 500. We broke this double top. Okay, we're at this double top now. So yesterday, New York session, we broke it. As always, for me, how I look at the market, breaking some double top doesn't mean anything. It's structurally, is it going to have a bullish push to the upside and continue, or are we going to form some sort of reversal structure here, and then we're going to see more kind of a bearish downside? So we'll see what happens, because right now price is still not clear. This could be easily as a ascending channel as well, break into the top, and then next New York section we quickly see a strong bearish push to the downside. We break to the top, break right back into the pattern, and then looking for the continuation downwards. So that's S&P, Dow Jones. Remember in my weekly outlook I mentioned this is clearly a continuation. So we had that push to the upside, continuation flag structure, and then I mentioned this could be another short-term buy opportunity. Personally, not interesting or not in the buy. I'm more looking at it as a potential sell. Once we get to the top here, I'll reevaluate the trade, see if we can get some sort of reversal here. Overall, higher time frame, I still see this as a correctional structure that's in making, potentially looking for the next down move to the lows here before the next up move, making a structure looking something like this. Because I understand that in order for a move to go up, it has to, at some point, has to correct itself before the next buy move. That is how the market moves. Okay, so that is all the indices I'm looking at. I'm going to go into equity now. Let's go to equity really quick. So AAL, I think many people have asked me as well. This is very similar like Boeing, so I'm going to go over this relatively quickly because I'm going to go over Boeing as well. Structurally, it's really identical to Boeing. We have that push to the upside, and then we're just forming this larger continuation structure. And yesterday, New York session, we do have the top to the upside. As always, don't jump in the trade. Looking for a continuation correction would be the valid buy, and looking for the top as a potential target. So that's American Airlines. And looking at Aurora, we finally see this kind of a breakout structure. We have this kind of a descending kind of a wedge or a channel, so to speak. We're still overall in this larger structure. Okay, we obviously structure is ever evolving, and we're extending this overall structure. As long as I haven't seen a complete price breakout followed by a correction, then I still see this structure is still developing. Anyways, I'd be keen to see what happened in the New York session now because we do have some little bit of bullish opportunity here. I do see if we can get a compelling breakout, this will be the valid buy to the upside. So looking at Boeing, so if you guys know, I've been buying Boeing since the year. Already got in there, and then we're looking at this as a larger correctional structure. We had the push to the upside, we're just forming a larger correction. And again, yesterday we had the bullish push to the upside. So same with AAL, I'm waiting for just a larger correction here on the lower time frame, at least to something that is tangible, something that is going to look like a correction before the next buy. Okay, so that is Boeing. Let's go to Alibaba. Made this post yesterday, mentioned that we're breaking out this overall structure now. Don't jump in the trade right away, but again, look for a continuation. This will be a continuation correction if we get one to form here in the upcoming days, and we'll see what happens. Let's go to Google. So Google, again, made this post yesterday, looking for another continuation buy opportunity if we develop a correction here for the upside. MasterCard, someone asked me to update because I was looking to the buy already, and I guess someone was in the buy, is asking me what my management is. Well, we're approaching this daily double top now, which is the all-time top. So I've been careful to see what the trade will do. We're still going up pretty impulsively, so that's a good sign. We're not going up there correctively, but once we reach this double top, just be careful what the price will do. Is it going to form some sort of channel structure like this now, and then reversal structure from the top? That is likely to happen as well. But if you do see a price break above it impulsively, then look for the next lower time frame correction and look to add in your buys. That is how I will look at MasterCard. Let's go look at Nike. So Nike continue to break up. I'm still holding my trade here from the bottom. Still looking pretty clean, still looking for more upside. I mentioned this was a potential next buy opportunity that I personally didn't get in, but it's still a valid buy nevertheless. Was looking at this as a potential correction if it drops down once more. I guess New York section, we just had a bullish impulse to the upside. So it's forming some sort of mini correction here. Certainly not going to be interesting in something like this. I want to see something that's bigger. Okay, we just had a bigger kind of a correction here on the 1 hour. These lower time frame continuation are not going to be too interesting to me, just because I know the nature of the market. It's likely to form something deeper to continue upwards. If you're looking for a small trade or a small stop loss, you might get tagged out. So that's Nike. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla just shorted Tesla today. Yeah. Let me take a look here because I was talking about Tesla from the bottom here. We're looking for the buy out of this larger structure, right? So we do have a larger structure breakout. We popped to the upside, and someone mentioned to me it was just the valid buy. I mentioned as long as your first buy or whatever position is at break even, I think it's the valid buy. Personally, I won't be looking for shorting Tesla, just because we already had this strong breakout to the upside. Okay, this is a very impulsively breakout. Okay, we broke to the upside. Very likely it's just going to form a larger continuation for the buy. Until it forms some sort of corrective structure, which I'm not seeing. This is just a massive bullish push to the upside. I'm looking for any continuation, something that's going to be larger in nature, deeper correction, whatever it's going to develop. Looking for the next buy. That's how I see on Tesla. Let's go into Uber. Uber. Again, looking for the buy opportunity. We have this double bottom I went over yesterday. Just looking for a correctional structure here. Didn't get that in this Monday New York session, so looking to see what will happen in the upcoming 1 or 2 days. And Zoom, same idea. Broke out of this structure here, and just looking for a continuation. We had this kind of bearish drop, but I'm not too worried about it. More see is this going to be a correction to develop in the upcoming days for the next buy. Okay, so that's Zoom. I'm gonna go over a few of these stocks you guys are talking about. So I can go over net. I'll go over these stocks and I'll go over crypto at last, just so you guys know. To be honest, I personally don't see net enter with the buy, just because I don't trade this, of course, so I don't have any previous data or anything. But I'm just looking at strictly from a price point of view. We do have this kind of correctional structure. We're pushing price up, but this is not a continuation correction. This looks to me more as just a consolidation. Okay, and if I really want to say I see this as a potential double top, I do see this potentially be a head and shoulder pattern as well. So I'm not too keen on looking for this trade. Of course, this is still in a bullish uptrend. This could be a correctional structure, but price action wise, structurally, I'm not seeing something that I want to see. Okay, I think there's definitely better opportunities out there than something like this. Okay, so that's net. Over Euro pound. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, I can go over Euro pound. Euro pound. At least from my perspective, I'm looking for some sort of sell. Okay. Looking this as just looking at the price action. I'm looking this as a really strong bearish impulse. We're just in this longer, deeper kind of channel structure. Okay, we finally see some sort of breakout, and we broke out, but we're not forming a right away continuation. Instead, we're forming a deeper, kind of flatter kind of structure here. Still think this is still a downside, to be honest. This might drag on a little bit longer. Okay, the structure can evolve, of course. That's how I see the structures. They can be ever evolving and things like that. It can really come up once more to tag to the top before the drop. Okay, but ultimately, I still see overall price action impulse correction, looking for the next impulse. It may not go in a straight line or whatever. But I do see the potential of that. Okay. So that is Euro pound. So uh, OMG like this. Is this the one you're looking at? Or OMG? Oh, I'm assuming it's crypto, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Certainly is obviously in a bullish kind of price action, right? We had this kind of a push to the upside. This is a correction here. We pushed massive to the upside, and now this piece here looking pretty corrective. We have just a push to the upside, and we're just in this kind of more of a channel structure formation. As always, how I would approach it is that are we going to get a confirmed breakout and then lower time frame correction to continue? As of for now, it's very corrective, so I won't be too interesting until a confirmed breakout out of that correction. Overall, still, I do think this is pretty bullish. We just had a strong bullish push to the upside, right? And don't jump into the trade now because this is where traders usually get tag in and tag out. Wait for confirmation from the market, wait for the better entry, and then look for the buy. So that's OMG UST. It's a funny name. I'm good. Hope everyone is well. If no other pairs, I'm gonna go over my crypto watch list now. Okay, I'm gonna go over crypto at last. So I'm going to crypto. Let's look at a few crypto. I'll go over these really quick because I went over them in my weekly outlook as well. Uh, so let's take a look. Again, this was that descending channel in this larger structure, and then looking for a breakout and then any kind of confirmation correction to take it up. That's Cardano. Let's look at Acro. Acro was one of the ones that someone mentioned to me, and I thought was really good. So I made a post. I mentioned looking for this continuation. If we break out, look for any lower time frame correction. So we got that lower time frame correction and price impulse up now. Again, they already broke this high here, which is good, and we pretty much broke the previous top now. I don't have too much data in this one at least. I will assume the market or data continue in the past, but we broke the all-time high, and then I would just be looking for any continuation to continue going. That is how I approach this. Let's look at Algro. Algro made a post here as well, was looking for a breakout out of this continuation structure here. It pretty much expand into a more of a sideway, more of a parallel structure now. We did broke out to the upside now here, and I think a correction here would be ideal to enter. Okay, this is not all the correction that it needs in my opinion. We just had this strong bullish push to the upside, so this correction here can expand longer. Just because it popped to the upside doesn't mean that it's gonna still going down. It can very much continue downwards, and then just making this structure like this, but still looking for the bullish push nevertheless. So that is Algorand. Well, I do Forex. I did Forex in the beginning. I usually go through currency right in the beginning, so you missed some of that. Feel free to watch some of that once I finish. You get to watch the whole part. Let's go to Bitcoin Cash. Same idea, nothing changes from yesterday. Still looking for a push out of this structure here. And still looking for the buy, of course. Dash, still in this longer structure. Still looking for a breakout and then lower time frame to buy. Ethereum looks like it's good. I mentioned this yesterday. This could be a descending channel or a falling wedge, so to speak. We finally see a pop to the upside, which is good. Going to the lower time frame. Is this all the correction it needs, or is it going to develop a little bit longer? I would be a little bit more patient, to be honest, just because I personally is in the buy all the way down from the bottom here. And as you go up more, the larger these structures are making, the larger it's going to correct itself. I do think a longer or a larger lower time frame correction here would be more ideal for the buy. That's Ethereum. Link, still in this kind of a descending channel once again. So still looking for a breakout. This breakout from this structure doesn't mean I want a confirmed breakout and then confirm correctional structure to take the buy. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Moving on to LTC. So LTC broke out this structure here, and I mentioned over here already, looking for a continuation. We continue upwards, but we're in this kind of a descending channel or falling wedge once again. So we pop to the upside again. Any lower time frame? Are we getting a lower time frame correction? Looks like this could be a lower time frame correction in my opinion. If we form something like this could be an ideal buy. will be interested in this as well, just because overall structure, I do like how the price action has behaved in the past. This is a longer kind of parallel structure, pop to the upside, flag continuation, massive push to the upside, another continuation correction, and it's just repeating itself over and over again. Last one, Ripple. Ripple Bitcoin, actually, Ripple Bitcoin, like this bullish push to the upside. Now it's just waiting for some sort of correction to finish here and break to the upside. Ripple, same idea, pop to the upside. Still waiting for correction to complete to break out. Okay, these may take days and more than a week, but I'm still keeping an eye on it because crypto, they're very volatile. They can move just as fast in a day, right? This is in a one-day move, so looking forward to see what a one-day move can do. Last one, Zcash. Overall, still looking very clean. This was a post I made yesterday. Bullish push to the upside. We're just in this kind of a falling wedge or descending channel, kind of larger structure. We're finally looking like it's popped to the upside. Again, looking for confirmation. Still looking for a correction here. This is nothing to me as the moment, and a correction would be more ideal for the buy. Okay, see how you just pop to the upside and don't just jump into the buy, right? Look for confirmation from the market before entering any of the buy. Okay. So I'm done crypto. There's a bunch of bunch of pairs to go over. Uh, Forex, I went over a few of these ones, but I'll go over them really quickly. EURCAD, EURCAD still looking for the sell, right? We're looking at this as the impulse correction. This was the last impulse I was in. Is it going to form a larger correction here to drop, or is it just going to continue to drop downwards? In my personally, because we're getting low to this previous low correction already, I'd rather see a breakout from that and then just looking for the next down move like this. That's what I see on EURCAD. Went over pound CAD as well. Pound CAD, we broke out this structure here. So naturally, lower time frame. Are we getting a continuation here? And then looking for the sell here. Okay, that is pound CAD. AI air and air like Airbus. Is that what you're talking about? Airbus, yeah. So price action, I guess I have to say they look pretty similar than Boeing and AAL because obviously they're all airline groups, right? So how I see it, because this is Europe, it's a French stock, right? So I don't really look at it, but looking at it straight down from a first time point of view, I do like this overall, the latest price action. I do like this bullish push to the upside. I do like this kind of flag continuation structure, and we're popping to the upside. And just similar, very similar like AAL I just went over and Boeing I just went over. They're pretty similar. We had this pop to the upside. So really, in the upcoming day, are we gonna get this correction to push the price up more? Very high probable now because overall, I like the structure I'm looking at. This is a potential inverse head and shoulder pattern. So a reversal pattern out of bearish kind of a run. We zoom out a little bit. I do like this kind of a descending channel kind of stuff as well of a reversal. We have the pop to the upside and we're forming a continuation. So very likely to see the price going up to reach the previous top. Okay, so that's air. Pound Swiss ready to break triangle up or down. Pound Swiss. Personally, just personally, how I see pound Swiss is this. I still see this as a strong impulse down. This is just a larger kind of a parallel channel structure we're making. I still see the overall bearish opportunity like this. It's just correcting itself much longer. As we know, Swiss pairs are usually corrective. So I won't be interested until I see a confirmed breakout like this and then looking for the lower time frame sell. That is how I would approach pound Swiss. Airbus, yeah, I wait for correction. Yes. Well, it already really created one, right? This is how I see. This is already the correction it's making, right? So they already popped to the upside. So really, if there was a chance to enter, likely to be something like this. See, I didn't even look at this, but I just naturally knew that once price breakout, if it's going to continue upwards, it's going to form some sort of correction, lower time frame correction. So this is a lower time frame correction for sure. We see the price pop to the upside. So are we going to get more continuation? Any lower time frame continuation is valid in my opinion, at least to this top here on the lower time frame, and then kind of reevaluate if it's going to break above and continue upwards to the next top. That's how I see on this. Yeah, I see your pound Swiss drawing, but I only see the trend line on the bottom. So triangle, at least how I would see a triangle is you probably need a trend line up top as well. Okay, not just the bottom. At least that's how I would trade a triangle kind of structure. Okay, so okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else you guys want me to look at for the upcoming 24 or 48 hours? I'd be happy to go over them quickly. I think I went over most of the pairs, most of the market as well. Those of you who missed it, currency, commodity, equity, and crypto. That's the order I do my outlook on these streams. So if you missed them, you're welcome to. Once I finish the stream, you're welcome to scroll forward and you can see what's my analysis behind some of the ones that you missed. Okay. So that's it, guys. That is it. If no other questions, I will end the stream here, and then and I think I have two good ones. I'll wait for you. I'll go over gold. I went over gold already, but I can go over gold again because that is the one that everyone asks. So let's look at gold. I went over this on the weekly one. I'll go over here again. Um, Honestly, I'm just looking for the bearish push. I'm not looking for buy at all. Okay, uh, if you guys been following me, I mentioned about fear of missing out since here already. Uh, there is breaking above the 2000 level, breaking above the all-time high. I repeat that a lot of times already, but the point is, we broke all-time high. We didn't make any correction. Now we're just reversed right back down. Okay, and um, instead of forming some sort of reversal continuation to push the price back again, all I see is a continuation structure, correction to correct this move down. So after the correction is over, we see another move down, and naturally, I'm looking for any type of lower time frame continuation correction, and this could be the next down move. That is how I see gold, and of course, it's taking a little bit slower. Of course, okay. Likely is because exactly what you're saying. There is too many things going on. Too many buyers and sellers, I guess, so to speak. Okay, you're consolidating here because obviously there's buy and sell positions all in here, right? So the market is consolidating because of that. Once all the orders are taken, you're gonna see the next impulse, and that is how the market moves. Okay, sure, there's a lot of people buying here on gold, and then once all these orders are filled, larger institution, banks, or whoever has the cash, they're looking for the sell, right? So once all those orders are filled, they're gonna put in their sell order, and that's what pushed the market down. So, uh, well, I don't trade all of them, right? I can look through the market all of them, but I can pick what is the best to go, right? This is my full-time thing to do, so I can look at the chart 10, 12 hours a day, so it's not too much to look at, to be honest. Personally, I can trade all of them if I want to, but I would say strictly, I would say for stocks and crypto, I would more looking at it as a long-term approach. I wouldn't kind of day trade crypto just because the volatility behind crypto. So stocks, I mean equities and crypto, I would more taking a long-term approach, and forex currency and commodity, I would take it more as a day to midday kind of approach. That's how I kind of analyze the markets and things like that. So. But yeah, I mean, sure, I can go deep in one, but I'm sure people want to hear my analysis in different market as well, right? Some people probably only focus on crypto, some people focus on currency. I just try to bring out as much value to everyone. Okay, so all types of market move completely differently. Sure, you do have an argument in that, but I don't. Just because of the way how I trade price action structurally, that's why I keep using different examples to trade to show the analysts and to do the education content. I'm just trying to show you guys that that different market is irrelevant in that sense. I'm still looking structurally, price action wise, they're going to move the same. They're just moving more volatile one, or they're moving slower. That's all. So when do we use lower time frame continuation structure for confirmation instead of the higher time frame continuation structure? uh Sorry, let me just understand what you mean here. When do we use lower time frame continuation structure for confirmation instead of higher time frame continuation? Okay, well, you use both, really. You use both. What I mean by that is, let me find an example. I think I made an example already in Ripple, but I'll just use that as example because this is already in my video. This is probably easier to repeat to explain. This video is on my YouTube as well, Emma, so you can take a look at that. Uh, a higher time frame. This is clearly a higher time frame continuation correction. Okay. So how do we use lower time frame continuation structure for confirmation? You're always going to use it if you're looking for the trade, right? This is that confirmation on the lower time frame, but I'm already using my higher time frame structure as my confirmation to enter prior to seeing this lower time frame continuation correction. Okay, so if we zoom to a 4-hour chart, this was the original trade I post, right? This was the original push. This is the larger daily continuation structure. This is a lower time frame continuation structure. So I'm pretty much just stacking confluence on top of confluences, and then I'm just looking for the next push up. That is what I mean by using lower time frame and higher time frame together. Okay, so you want to add as many confluence positive things to your trade as possible. Okay. How do you think the relationship between dollar and gold will play out? Do you still see the dollar trending up in the current environment? I do, because I personally do have a bias of strength in dollar. Okay, I still have a strength in dollar because I'm still looking at this is dollar index. I'm still expecting this to push up, and then a continuation to push upward, because this is an overall a potential structure, a reversal structure here. And we're looking at the daily here. We dropped so much already. This was the previous daily lows, so we're potentially looking at a daily double bottom, and we already dropped so much already. I do expect a deeper correction to form before the next drop. So that's why I do have a bias in strength in dollar, which is also why I do have a bias for the short in gold as well, right? Because they're correlated in that way. Okay, so that's what I see on dollar and gold. Do you use MACD? Oh, that's not me. Cool. So that is it, guys. Is there any questions else that you guys want me to go over? I think I answered most of the questions and most of the pairs that you guys are looking at for the upcoming 24 to 48 hours. So Anything else, feel free to ask me in the live chat or the comments below. I'm happy to answer them later on. And thank you very much, guys, for tuning to this stream. And I will chat with you guys, everyone, next time. All right. Thank you very much.